morning, guys. Last night was definitely an interesting one, to say the least. On the one hand, I was sleeping, but on the other, I was working. In my sleep, I wrote the beginning of my story for this morning, and I will have sleep dreams, oh my gosh, all the time, 5 out of 7 nights a week, but very rarely does it actually work out where I genuinely write the script. Like, it's like I wake up and I'm like, this is perfect, this is brilliant, this is exactly what we need, and that was this morning. On the one hand, I'm happy that I did this little sleep work thing because it saved me a lot of time this morning, but on the other, it's like, how much rest could you really be getting if you're working in your sleep?
Hey, John, there are very few moments in life where you can take out your credit card, buy whatever your heart desires, and say you're doing something good, but this is one of those moments.
All right, so this is our location of the morning. This is where the camera is in relation to my car, and usually the goal is for the camera to be as close to my car as possible.
But that was before this thing existed. My Apple Watch is just changing everything. It is just so addicting to look at your activity levels throughout the day and the morning and just wanting to get the numbers up, especially today where it is going to be a rest day and I'm not going to be exercising and I'm not going to hit my goal. And I have been awake for like 5 hours now and I've only walked 858 steps. Like, this is pathetic. So if anything, I want the camera to be even farther away than it is now. Gotta get the steps in.
Oh my gosh, guys, I just got back to my apartment complex and look who we have here who just strolled in. We've got a wild Zach in his natural habitat, and oh my gosh, wait, I think I'm gonna try to scare him.
Jesus Christ.
Are you still friends with me?
Impressed?
Friends! Are you still friends with me? Because I'm screaming down our hallway.
Yeah.
It's 8 in the morning. If people aren't awake, they gotta wake up sometime.
Guess who's back again. Guess who's back, tell a friend.
That was my incredibly lame way of telling you guys it is chocolate oatmeal time, the best time of the day. I don't care who you are, how old you are, what you believe in, chocolate oatmeal is something you need in your life. Just trust me on this one.
Right now, I am just looking up story ideas for the rest of the week, and basically my stress levels and anxiety is all determined on whether or not I have my stories planned out.
And I already have everything set up and good to go for tomorrow, but after that, nothing. The stress levels are high.
Have you recovered post-scare?
Post-scare?
Yeah.
I think our heart rate finally came down according to my Apple Watch.
I live my entire life in fear. And actually not my entire life, just the second my head hits the pillow to, I guess when I wake up sleepwalking and Zach has to pick up the pieces, to say the least. It's just...
Teeth.
It's in it?
I got it.
Ah. What are your thoughts on having to deal with me? I'd say once every 2 weeks, right?
Once a week, maybe. We don't need to argue about details.
Details.
You just get scared at night. That's all it is. We can deal with it.
Oh my god, did you match me on purpose?
1, those are very different colors, but 2, no. So Clancy occasionally sees spiders. I think just like human figures, like ghosts, essentially.
But they're real. Like, they don't have like the blanket or like, ooh, it's like they're human.
He's seen cats.
In my sleep. And I get night terrors, which I've described this before. It's very different than a nightmare. A nightmare, it's awful, but you wake up and you're like, oh, it was a nightmare. A night terror, you wake up and it's still continuing and you are seeing things. You're seeing people, you're seeing things that don't exist. This happened in college my freshman year. One of the first, I think it was the first month, I had a night terror with the roommate who I barely knew, and it was so awkward because I like ran to the door and was like, he's here! And she's like, who? And it was just so bad. Night terrors are just really what like I hate, because you obviously don't realize that it's not real. And so I woke up 2 nights ago seeing a character from the show Bates Motel, thinking I was dying. And this is where Zach can take over the story, because I'm sure I look like a psychopath from his point of view.
There have been much worse ones that you've had than this one, but I mean, you just came out and you were scared. Anybody that's seen Bates Motel, Zane is kind of a bad guy.
Wait, it's really nice that you're patting my back, but you're shaking the camera because my body's shaking.
No more pats.
But I loved it, but it's just not with the camera.
We laid down on the couch for about 5 minutes or so and made sure you knew that no one was in the room, and you went to the bathroom, and then that's when I think we had a light bulb that went out and sitting on the counter, and she says she didn't hit it, but I don't know how the light bulb would have fallen.
I really don't know how.
And then it just you just hear like the loudest like glass shatter. Because it's like, I think it's like thinner glass, so it just like shattered everywhere. She broke the glass and then just went straight right back to bed.
I just went right back, and that's why Zach was like, oh, were you sleepwalking? I'm like, yes! I would never just shatter a light bulb and then say, night, Zach, have fun cleaning that up, and then go back to bed. Like, oh my gosh, I was absolutely sleepwalking. I didn't even care that I shattered. I promise I would not do that. I was just like, peace, the light bulb shattered. I feel like all I ever do on here is share my weird sleep. Am I boring you?
A little bit.
Ah, Zach! All right, I'm calling it quits, done with work for the day, as evidenced by my sweat. And I want to look a little more into my sleep problems because I mentioned to you guys on and off again about how I have these nightmares, I don't know, 5 out of 7 days a week. Like seriously, it's almost every single night I have terrible nightmares. Different than the night terrors. Those happen like once every 2 weeks probably. I recently saw they have all kinds of nightmare meanings, but one that just pops up over and over again for me is a nightmare meaning bad person trying to hurt you. Like it's as simple as that for me. Like that is what I dream about over and over again. They say that dreams are your mind's way of trying to tell you something. Let us see. In many cases, when you dream of being attacked, it isn't because you are physically or mentally being attacked by someone, but more that there is an attack or battle going on within yourself. You could be battling with a lack of control, for example, which is making you feel vulnerable and almost prey-like. That is interesting, and in many ways, I do think that I am, like, I'm not a control freak, but I like being in control of things, and in my life, the bottom line is there are 1,000,001 things I'm not in control of, so that is interesting, but I don't even know how I would solve it because I can't help these things I'm not in control of. I think it's just hard solving a problem when you can't, the problem can't be solved. It just can't. For now. Eventually it will be, but just not right now. Ooh, out of control vehicle. I've had this dream several times. Dreams of cars represent our drive in life and the direction we are taking at this stage of your life. You may feel that you are off track and need to get back on the road to keep going. Oh my gosh, that's interesting because that's kind of similar to the other one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just Googled monsters because I have so many dreams just about like monsters and evil people. Monsters and other nightmare creatures represent some aspect of your life that has gotten out of control. Okay, that is freaky. I feel weird. I feel exposed and violated. By the way, I can't emphasize this enough on my YouTube channel. None of this is planned. I don't know why, but I feel like this looks like it was staged. Like, wow, let me sit down to decode my dreams and whoa, every one of them is the same. I swear on my life, I didn't read this before filming this now. This is all new information to me, and I was not expecting them to all connect like that, so this is weird. I don't really even know what to do with that information. I don't know, I think I could do a better job of just, I don't know what the word is, like, not stressing about things. Like I look at so many people in my life who just are so go with the flow, and to an extent, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but they just don't care as, I don't know, like they're not as like ambitious about certain things, which you might think initially, especially a type A person like me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this person isn't ambitious and motivated and dedicated, but what good is motivation, dedication, and ambition if it's causing you to have all of these nightmares every single night? Like that's kind of interesting. And one thing that I think actually could help more, I think it's right over here, is this thing. This is my journal. As you guys know, I keep a journal. I've been keeping one since 7th grade, and I really do think letting everything out onto the pages helps you so much. It just gets it out there, and then also you don't always just want to tell someone, like, not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes you just don't want to talk about it. And one of the big reasons I started a journal in 7th grade was that I didn't want to talk behind people's backs. I had all these pent up feelings and I wanted to get it out there, but I didn't want to say, hey Susie, this is what Betsy did, and just, I was so against talking behind people's backs. I remember when I was little, which is so funny. 6th grade problems, 7th grade problems, like talking behind someone's back, like that was the worst thing you could do. And unfortunately, I've discovered in life there are much worse things people could do. I think this is great for just getting everything out there without necessarily having to tell anyone.
This right here is the greatest present a human has ever given me. It is a local 12 sign that I can stick on my car that basically allows me to park anywhere. Obviously, not really, it is within reason, but I drive separately right now because of the pandemic. I don't ride with my photographer, which is incredibly hard when I'm pulling up to certain scenes or certain shoots we have, whether it be downtown or breaking news, and I don't have any markings on my car that let you know, hey, this is a news vehicle. Like normally for the local 12 cars, we have, it just says local 12 on it. But this allows police officers or whoever might be giving me a ticket to know. And obviously, like, we park within reason. So one thing we will never ever do, it's just a known thing, don't park in a handicapped spot. That's just not gonna happen. But sometimes we will park in like the marked off police spots, which they let us do if they know we're with Local 12 and they know we're gonna be leaving soon. Or it just could be like a no parking sign. If we're just here for a quick shoot, they let us do it. So just different things like that. And I just feel so powerful and so strong with this right now. The only thing though is I actually don't keep it on my dashboard. I keep it right in here when it is not in use. And that is because, I don't know, I feel like tensions are high with the media nowadays. I really don't need people egging or keying my car if they think I work at a news station. I don't know. People are crazy. So far on the Apple Watch, we are having a horrible day. 991 steps. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I guess I just really wasn't moving that much today, but we're gonna get moving. I'm going to a shoot now, which is just shooting ahead for tomorrow. And then I am making myself, guys, forcing myself. You can hold me accountable. I'm working out today before my nap because doing it after my nap is just such a drag sometimes. So we're doing it, guys. We are doing it. Well, everyone, it looks like Zach is a fraud. He told me he was going for a bike ride this morning and I wrote him a nice note. By the way, this note probably looks very weird to anyone looking at it. It's an inside joke with the Zorma thing. I wrote XOXO Zorma. Then he's here. No bike ride, Zach?
I'm biking in 45 minutes with Sam Clancy.
With the Apple Watch, you can see if the people you choose to share with have worked out yet. And so I could see little old Zach hasn't even worked out yet. Neither have I. Don't judge me. Our friend Jenna, who is another reporter at Local 12, is killing it. She did 472 calories over 500 calorie goal. She must have went to boot camp this morning.
Good job, Jenna.
But that's pathetic for me because I've been awake for many more hours than any of us and nothing. But I told them. I've been hard at work, everyone, but I told them I'm going to the gym today. This Apple Watch is changing the game for me. Thank you.
I'm glad it's not on the counter anymore.
Do you think it has made you work out more? Like, honest thoughts, like you don't have to...
I would say, yeah. Tracking my own stuff, I think it's helped. But then when I see a couple of the guys I follow, like on my watch, go work out, like if I'm like on the couch or whatever, it gives me that like ping of like, wow, I'm being lazy.
I know, like seeing, because Zach works out way more than me, and like seeing, especially, and he burns so many more calories, which is frustrating, but it makes sense. He's 6'2", 6'3", has so much more muscle than me. I mean, you're gonna be burning that many more calories. So for example, his goal on the Apple Watch is 1,000 calories a day, which he like smashes every day. 900. But you go over 1,000 every day.
I'm like at 1,000 a lot.
Me, 520 is my goal. When I reach it, it's like a victory. Like I will go to work, do a workout, and I have to walk a little more even, and then I'll reach my goal. Obviously, it's not about like the numbers and the calories, but you can't lie that numbers are motivating. Like the other day I was at the gym and I was like, oh my gosh, like it says I burned this amount of calories. Like let me just do like 20 more minutes and hit like an even number, an even Steven.
You just spit on me.
What?
I was like...
I'm sorry, I'm a little spitty
And
today.
then occasionally it's like, if I'm wondering if I want to work out or not, I will think to myself, if I work out, like other people are going to see it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to flex on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is true. I'm like, I want Zach to be proud of me. Except I'm like, this is so embarrassing. He's going to see my calorie totals. It's just so little.
You do a good job here.
Thank you, and thanks for the watch. So yeah, I feel like I'm like putting you in a headlock. This is the nice work from home life. I come home, Zach has a candle lit and everything. It's so cute when you light candles by yourself.
That one's fine.
Yeah, he bought it on his own. Vanilla cinnamon brulee. I always make sure our candle collection is stocked up though. We have some here, one little guy over there, a whole bunch over here. As you can see, I'm trying to burn out Christmas cookie to the very end. But wait, there's more. We also have some in here. And oh my gosh, guys, a sad thing happened. This is my Christmas tree that had been up for over a year, which means this spot is now so sad and so empty. But I mean, it was so ridiculous that it was up for over a year. Zach actually didn't want me to take it down. Was that more out of just laziness, like you didn't want to help me, or just because you wanted it up?
Get the nice photo of that.
Oh my gosh, sunrise boy. That's my new thing. I call Zach anything boy. Why can't you take photos of me like an Instagram boyfriend?
Good.
Maybe like twice a year I'll be like, Zach, can you take a photo of me? But obviously that means like 6 or 7, but you'll always be like, all right, that's enough after like 6.
Because it's not going to get any better.
Yes, it is.
It's already great. The product's the problem.
No, I could do different poses. I can learn from my mistakes. I take photos of you every day in video form. All right, so I'm about to make my chocolate oatmeal, but I feel like, does anyone else have this problem where your bananas are either way too ripe, like this guy right here, or they're not ripe enough. And actually to some people, these ones might be ripe enough. And they might be, but I don't know. Anytime there's any bit of green, I don't like it.
And fun fact, unripe bananas are really hard on the digestive system, which some people can just power right through it. But for me, I have the most sensitive digestive system. Like, it just is not a good look for me. And you know who else has a sensitive digestive system? Zach, I'm looking at you. You are lactose intolerant and you just don't even know it.
So I eat yogurts every day? No.
Yeah, and bad things happen in our bathroom.
I sometimes get questions from you guys asking if I can film reporter outfit of the days, showing you what I wear to work, which I typically don't do. And this right here is why. This is just my permanent uniform from like October to, I want to say, April. We've got a baggy sweater, ideally a turtleneck, a scarf, ski pants, that's right guys, I do not mess around, ski pants with some leggings underneath, and then I usually wear sneakers as long as it is above like 30 degrees. Ideally, I would love to be in my snow boots, but they're not good on my feet, they just make them hurt, so I try to avoid them as much as possible. But ski pants, those are necessary in any temperature below 42 degrees. It is my new rule of thumb. It's so funny because when I look back at my years of reporting, first year I feel like it was all about the fashion, like I didn't care about staying warm, it was just all about the way it looked. And then every year after that, I've tolerated the cold less and less, and now I don't care. I could stand there in a full-on ski mask every day. Perfect, but I don't think my bosses would like that. This is the last place that I want to be right now, but it is where I need to be. I have to be here. And first of all, do you see how wrinkled my shirt is? Like, this is so ridiculous. And the sad thing is, this was my attempt at trying to look good. Like, I bought this new exercise shirt, it's cropped. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna look great. Like, no, like, this is just one wrinkly mess. If it wasn't for my Apple Watch, I would not be here. Like, the only reason I'm here is because I wanna hit some goals. I don't feel like doing this, but we're gonna do it. We're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. Welcome to my least favorite piece of equipment at the gym. I hate the elliptical so much. I feel like it's just so boring. But the other day, I did intervals where you kind of like switch up the speed, and it wasn't so bad. I'm gonna listen to a podcast, but that right there is what I truly want to be doing, the treadmill, but I've just been getting way too injured for that. What? Come on. Yes! All right, I'm about 9 minutes in. The heart rate is up, and I want to show you guys what I mean by intervals. So my set level is 14. I believe it goes up to 25, but every 5 minutes I put it up to 18, and I do that for a minute. Then I go back to 14 and do it all over again. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to talk and do this. I need to go. Bye. Well, trying to vlog on the elliptical was a huge fail, but overall that workout was not. And I have this thing, the Apple Watch, to thank for that, because I feel like so often I work out and I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, for some weird reason in my head, if I'm not running 3.5 miles, I'm not working out and nothing is happening. I don't know what it is, but this Apple Watch like just shows you, like, even on the elliptical, you can pull up all of the data on your phone. The elliptical burned 233 active calories, which there's a difference between active and total calories. Total calories was 271, but even if you were sitting at home doing nothing, like you're just existing, you'll burn calories. And then I guess I only burned 30 calories for my arm workout. It was just a 10-minute arm workout, but still, like, it's just cool to see the numbers, to close the rings. We're gonna close them today. And you can also see your heart rate as you're working out. So my average heart rate on the elliptical was 152, which is really high for me. I naturally have a pretty low heart rate of around like 45, which is really low and probably not great. But overall, if you were on the fence about getting the Apple Watch or not, I recommend it. I honestly really didn't even think I would like it that much originally, because I was thinking about getting it like several months ago and I was like, oh, I don't think I'd like it. And I feel like that's just because I'm not a very big numbers person. Like, I don't count my calories. I have no idea how many calories I eat in a day. I mean, like, I have a broad range. Like, I know I'm not eating 1,000 and I know I'm not eating 3,000, like, it's somewhere in the middle, but it really is motivating to see these numbers in front of you. So anyway, I am about to eat lunch and nap, and this is so dumb. I changed out of a wrinkly exercise top into wrinkly pajamas. Like, these are so wrinkly, I don't know what is up. If clothes sit in the drawer for more than, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks without being used, wrinkles. Like, these pajamas were just folded all nicely, but wrinkles. And this is on the menu for today's lunch. We've got some broccoli, we've got some salmon, we've got happiness.